How's it going, everybody? So I've had a request from a YouTuber about one of my old Jewel Thieves that I built. This one here, it's a bit updated, slightly changed, but it's still in the original box. I've gotten rid of the tape. It was one of my first boxed Jewel Thieves. And the request was for a parts list and a proper schematic. So here's the schematic. Basically everything that I had in there at the time is there now. The only thing that has changed at the moment is the fact that I've got capacitors. There are 10 farad capacitors acting as the batteries, and I've got one, if you can see, just one hooked up to a little solar panel. I think these are 1.2 volts, or no, these are 2 volts. Yep, 2 volts each, so they give me about 4 volts, which technically overcharges these super caps, but if you leave it on, it won't, it's fine. So you can see it puts out quite a bit of light. You can see, I mean, it's adding light to, mainly because I've upgraded the LED. The LED is the one here, 3 watts now. So this is a 3 watt LED, and it runs for exactly the same amount of time as it did before. The only thing is it puts out a bit more light now. And of the 10 farad caps, it's lasting about half an hour, and then I flip the switch from A to B, and it keeps going until you keep flipping back and forth, and eventually there's no power left, and then the solar panels just recharge that during the day. So yeah, that's the schematic. I don't know if I have to explain it. I will if you like. Actually, I just will. If you already know, then here it is. Happy for you to replicate. Not much to it, pretty simple. A lot of people on the internet have already done this. But yeah, post a reply with a link to your video. I would love to see it if you do replicate it. So thank you. And yeah, I'm just calling this the flashback to my original Jewel Thief. Here's the inside. Let me just turn it off. At one stage I had cut off these caps, but I've put them back on. Not that they do much, given that I have these, but they're rated for about 16 volts, I think. So no, 63 volts. You can see there, yeah, 63 volts, 10 microfarad. There, so it helps with the overcharging of the super caps. I've got a 2N222 transistor. That's the hand-wound toroid in there, and just a string of resistors. This was built before I even had a proper collection of components. This was just, I think I gutted a CFL to get all the components here. Yep, I'm pretty sure I did, because that toroid in there is one of those CFL toroids that was there. The copper wire was salvaged from a TV. The resistors I found on random motherboards that I had left. I think the 2N222 I've either found or that was my first purchase, is just a transistor. And then the LED that was on here was just from an LED string from one of those solar powered strings. And then the switches I think I had from the old days when Dad tried to get me into electronics, but I never got into it, and sort of regret it now. But at the same time, if I did, then I probably wouldn't have gone this direction anyway, so I'd much prefer to go this direction. So yeah, that's basically it. I just boxed it in this box. This is just a one of those clamp things that you get for speakers. They're usually on the back of speakers and things like that. I bought that. That was the other purchase that I had, I think. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, 3 watts is pretty powerful. It's a very good nightlight. Yeah, you can read by this. You can do a lot of things by this. And yeah, and obviously with the upgrades, the solar panel and things like that, it's basically just a rechargeable little torch, but obviously with energy recovery. So whatever's going through this LED is going straight back to the other battery. So the batteries just flip. So this is just one switch. Sorry, I shouldn't have written S3 there. This is just one switch here, as you can see. That's it there. So it's actually got 6 pins, and these pins are common and these pins are common, and then just the middle pins are the ones that are connected to the 2 separate batteries. So as you flip it down, it switches to the other battery, and in this case the other capacitor. And yeah, you can see the crossover wires there, they're crossing over, and then I've just got the positive of both batteries on the commons, on the middle ones, and then just the positive coming in here. But you can do any sort of arrangement. You can use 2 switches. This is just the one I had handy laying around. Again, this is when I first started, so figuring all this out was fun, good challenge. So yeah. This diode here isn't necessary. I think we all know this now. There's no real point in this diode because the LED acts as a diode and it will actually be more efficient. The diode is there, if you can see, coming off the flyback there. Again, it was just some random one that I found. But yeah, so yeah, it's unnecessary. You don't need that. You don't need the capacitors technically. If you don't want to, or don't have them, you don't have to. In this case, you will have capacitors here. So hand wound toroid. I think I just got as many winds on there as possible with whatever wire I had. So just 2 wires out at the same time, and then you cross them over, so you get this sort of crossover of the toroid there. And you can build toroid any size really. You can have air coils. You can have like Tesla towers if you want. It doesn't have to be a toroid. Jewel thieves have been flyback transformers, and yeah, they call them all sorts of things on the internet. So yeah, that can be any size. The 2N222, that it's pretty efficient at these low voltages. Do put an LED on the base or something to limit the current if you're going to go with like 12 volts or something, because I tried to plug in 12 volts to this, the resistance is too low, or probably below my transistor. So and just increasing the resistance after a certain voltage, because of the skin effect, it will still blow your transistor. So you need a current limiting, something to limit the current here. Yeah, actually this is so simple now that I'm finding it hard to finish 10 minutes, so I won't finish 10 minutes. But yeah, post your reply or your replication. Like I said, I would love to see it. Thank you for everybody, for all the recent subscribers and all the ads and all the comments. Thank you very much. Having heaps of fun. And yep, let's all keep experimenting and having fun. Thanks a lot.